Hey everybody, I'm KK.
I'm Kristen.
And together we are
KK Crochet.
Welcome back. And today we're going to see if there's something that I've made that's different. And there is. Seems like to me I was going to call this, Can I Crochet Anything Other Than Hats and Blankets? And I thought I had some hats to show, but maybe I don't. I don't know. So anyway, this is a couple of things. One of them I never made before, one of them I had made before, but this was a different pattern, a bigger pattern. And so as you know, I've been working some with the blanket yarn now, and I know it's not everybody's thing. I used to watch it and be like, I don't work with that, but I would still watch and make them in, acrylic yarn. But this is by an Instagram channel, a free pattern called, excuse me, called Dolls and Stuffies. And it's an axolotl, and looks like he's waving. I actually got the idea to do this one from Ella and No Catchy Name. He's a little chunky, but that's okay.
He's cute.
You're gonna see that both of these patterns, the day I made them, I don't know what was going on, but my mind was not where it needed to be, and I got off track. And so somewhere along the way I messed up the stitches on this one, and I can't even remember if the count was off or what, but I just fudged it. I thought his tail looked too big, but whatever. I have made these before in a smaller size with like worsted weight yarn. I really like it better in the blanket yarn. I think he's really cute. I didn't have a lot of options for blanket yarn colors. I had orange, yellow, pink, green, white, and some speckle colors. And so I couldn't do like an orange and a light orange, or a green and a light green, or blue, or anything like that, because I didn't have that. This is blanket yarn I bought when Joann's was on clearance here, and it was like, I don't know, $6 or $7 a ball. And then I have some speckled that I bought from Ollie's, and some green that I bought from Ollie's that was $5 a ball, which is much better than the normal like $12, which is one of the reasons why I never really have used the blanket yarn. It's so expensive, and really I was thinking like one ball, one amigurumi, and that was a lot to pay, $12 to make one amigurumi, but that's not true. This goes a lot farther than you think. I've made this. I've made a peep, I think, out of this with the orange color, didn't I? And I made a couple of ducks, a couple small ones, and a big one that had the orange. I made, for the bill, I made a big duck out of the yellow. I made a couple of little ducks out of the yellow. And it seems to me like I used the yellow for something else, of course, for this. And I still have maybe a third of a ball of yellow, and probably a half of a ball of orange. I'm not sure. So, I mean, this takes, some to do this one, because he's bigger, but still, I mean, I still have a bunch of the yellow and the orange. So yeah, to get all of those, and the duck I made out of the yellow was huge, and then to make the two little ones and still do this part and still have some left over, so it goes farther than you think. But anyway, like I said, I saw Ella do it, and I wanted to do one. I do think these, I forget what they call these, the gills need to come, I always call them antenna till I knew better. They need to come down farther here and here, just a little bit, just like in line with the eye right here, like it should start maybe right here, but that's okay. He's cute anyway. So that's him. And then I've always wanted to make a loaf cat, and again, Ella has the tutorial for a loaf cat, and this is my chunky little loaf cat. His eyes look kind of wonky. It is what it is.
Adorable.
They look wonky compared to his ears when I look at it like that. When I look at him like, yes, he looks cute, but when I look at him on there, he looks like he's got issues.
No.
What is it? I forget what Kelly from Crochet Mom for Life says when she talks about her amigurumi, and now she thinks that they've got issues or something. But anyway, he's got issues for sure, because the way I sewed on his face and everything, I'm not the greatest at doing the embroidery, so I did do it with acrylic. This is a speckle yarn, a Bernat that I got from Ollie's for $5, and it takes a lot of yarn and a lot of stuffing, but I still probably have half a bowl of this black and white too. So I think he's a little sawed off, and that's my fault because I didn't go as many rounds as Ella said because I wanted mine to be smaller. Now, when I started this, I wanted a smaller one, probably smaller than this. But now I'm glad I made it this size. But here's what happened. Ella said what hook to use, and I think I dropped down a hook size because I knew I wanted him smaller. And so mine's smaller than hers. But then the same day, she released a video talking about how she reduced the number of stitches and made it smaller using the same hook size that she did. So there's a couple options. You can use a smaller hook, or you can go and follow what she says to do and do use, less rounds, less beginning. I don't know what I'm trying to say. You don't go as far in increasing, less increasing. How's that? I think his tail kind of looks like a pig, but that's my fault. I sewed it on. I should have sewed it on like this.
I think it's cute.
Then it would have looked like a cat instead of like I did, and now it looks like a pig. That's okay.
But hey, you could use the same pattern and make a pig.
You could. Hey, that's a great idea. You could make a chunky little pig. Nice, so squishy. So I wanted to do a loaf cat. I don't know that I'll do any more, but I wanted to say that I did one. He is cute. I'm not a cat person in real life, so this for me was kind of stepping outside my comfort zone because it's not something that I'm drawn to, but I'm drawn to some reason the loaf cats, and I wanted to make an Ella pattern from her tutorial. So I did. There you go, Ella. There's my chunky cat. He's a little sawed off. He should be a little longer, but he's okay. I love his little feet. And again, with this one, I got distracted, and at some point, I just fudged where the feet go, based on where I thought they went, and then I went forward and did what she said to do. So I just got distracted and got off, and I think my counts were off a little bit because I didn't listen, and that happens. So it wasn't the day for me to do amigurumi because I did these both like within a couple of days, but that's okay. I did it anyway, and I got it finished. So there he is. And his little eyeball, you can't hardly see his little eyeball. It's falling back into the thing, so I'll have to take a needle and pull it back out. Surgery. There we go. Alright. So anyway, that's all I have for today. I did something besides hats and blankets. Yay me. So don't forget to be kind because
You don't know anyone else's journey.
bye.